Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to the 96th episode of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So I'm curious as to what everyone's initial thought was when they read the title of this episode, The Key to Freedom. What would you think the key to freedom is? Some might say money, or not having to work a 9-to-5 job, or being able to set your own hours. And all of that's good, but that isn't what I'm talking about today. You can have money and not be free. You can have your own business and not be free, for sure. You can set your own hours and not be free. The kind of freedom that I'm talking about is in your head. I'm talking about freedom from the limiting beliefs that were instilled in some way or another during our life. And also freedom of other people's opinions. That's a tough one, right? I read a meme this last week. In fact, I shared it on my Instagram stories, and it said, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. And that hit kind of deep for me. So often we want to blame others for the predicaments that we find ourselves in. I mean, truth is, you are a product of your life decisions, and so am I. Whenever is going on, it's because of you, good or bad. We sometimes want to take credit for the good and blame someone else for the bad. Unfortunately, I've realized as I've gotten older, it's all on me, good or bad. And that's a really, really good thing to know. You know why? Because if we accept responsibility, then we're in control. And that means we can change it. If we blame someone else, now we're a victim, we have no control, and it's someone else's fault. Personal responsibility is one of the main tenets of freedom. How many people do you know that have a strong sense of personal responsibility and see themselves as a victim? Not many. I mean, this is not to say that all circumstances are your fault, but how you respond to them, that's all you. So I grew up in a religion where divorce just was not okay. But the religion also encouraged you to get married young. So I was married at 19 to someone that ended up not being so great, to say the least. That's me being nice. But I had to make a decision to stay and lose myself, or to leave and risk losing everything that I knew and loved. I look back and I'm so proud of that young woman who made the incredibly difficult decision to leave. I mean, no one in my immediate circle was wanting me or encouraging me to leave, but I knew it was the right thing for me, and so I did it. Now, I'm also incredibly proud of my family who, they're still in the religion, and they found a way around that typical sort of shunning that this religion does around divorce, and that would normally happen. But we've all grown so much because of a decision that I made on my own at about the age of 27. Now, my life would not resemble anything near the one it does today if I had been afraid to make a major life change. I mean, sometimes we stay in situations because changing it is too scary. And a lot of times that's because we're focusing so much on what we could lose and not enough on the life we could gain on the other side of that decision. Again, this goes back to your thoughts. So that's the first thing I wanted to say about freedom. Freedom to take control of your life by not playing the victim. Freedom to take responsibility for your life in a way that empowers you and emboldens you. I mean, we all have a story, but are we using that story to play the victim? Or are we using that story as fuel to make a better life for ourselves and our family? And that's our choice. Not changing something in your life that needs to change, that's a choice too. Now, the second thing is, and this is a really, really big part of feeling free, is not worrying what other people think. And Wayne Dyer said it best when he said, "What other people think of me is none of my business." I love that statement because it's true. I mean, other people's opinions don't matter at all unless we let them. You get to decide if you let them or not. I mean, don't be held hostage by anyone telling you what you can and cannot do in order to be part of their life. Now, my family still doesn't approve of me not being a part of their religion, but I stopped making that my issue. I don't control what they do, and they don't have leverage anymore because I realize that what's meant for me will always be mine. No one can take that away. The same goes for you. You have to have your own back. And then surround yourself with people that love you for who you are, not who they want you to be. You're worthy of that, I promise you. Be strong enough to realize that the opinion that counts is yours, and you have an inner guidance system that tells you what is right and what is wrong for you. No one else knows that better than you. So how much of our life do we live making decisions based on what other people will feel about what we're doing? I mean, it goes as far as what we wear or don't wear, what we post on social media or don't post, even what we're doing for a living. I mean, are we making decisions based on what's best for us? Or are we making decisions based on what other people will think? Remember what I said earlier, our life is a product of our decisions, and so is everyone else's. Now, we have been raised in a society where we're taught that we should put the needs and thoughts of others before our own. Would you agree with that? I think you would. But if you aren't concerned with your own feelings, then who will be? Some of the strongest people I know, who also happen to be some of the most giving people I know, have a very strong sense of worthiness and value. They never sell themselves short. Now, I'm not encouraging you to be callous. I just simply want you to realize that you're worthy of a life that is good. You're worthy of being loved, and you're worthy no matter what anyone else says. I believe God created you to be your very own beautiful, unique self. Your self-worth should not be tied to what other people believe about you. You're worthy because you were born. Now, each of us has a responsibility to make the most of this life. I mean, we would all do really well to focus mainly on the things we control, and this will make our life exponentially better. So what do you control? Well, I'm going to give you 5 things that I think are crucial. So here they are. You control the food you feed your body, the things you feed your mind, that's a big one, the amount of exercise you get, the thoughts you have about anything, and the people you surround yourself with. So don't be enslaved to sugar. Don't be enslaved to the news or to the sofa or to negative self-talk. We all do that. And don't be enslaved to people who don't have your back. If you make it your goal to improve each one of these things this year, I think you'll find you're empowering yourself. And when you're empowered, you're free. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.